Good morning, everybody. My name is Joel. I'm the paid media team lead over here at Gemini, and today I am joined by Sarah.
I'm Sarah Ranconi. I'm the organic search team lead at Gemini, overseeing both the SEO and content specialists here.
And today we are going to be talking about packaged marketing. Packaged marketing is not what Gemini does, but it's something that we hear a lot about when we are onboarding new clients. Packaged marketing is programs that are available from agencies where it's just kind of like an assembly line. You pick a program off the internet. There's usually stage one, stage two. There flat fee, no matter how much you got going on, and you just get a certain number of things, and you get what you get, and it's cheap. But what we've found is that it just doesn't work for everybody. So today, what we're going to discuss is some things that we've heard from clients that were previously using packaged marketing solutions that weren't working for them, and we can talk about what we do at Gemini that's a little bit different and how we really find those solutions that are tailored to fit them so that the client, feel comfortable with it.
All right, so kicking off, I think one of the big things on the organic search side that we see when we have prospects or clients come switch to Gemini is that, their content strategies really lack depth. We even had one customer come to us who had been working with a previous package marketing agency, and they had essentially created like 20 duplicate service area pages that were essentially the same content, just swapping out the service area name. And obviously that's not something that resonates well with users. That's not something that resonates well with the Google search algorithm. And even now with, the rise of AI, we're seeing more AI created content. And actually with the March algorithm update, Google had de-indexed a lot of sites that used solely AI created content. And at Gemini, we do a much more customized content SEO approach where we really develop content that highlights the business's key differentiators, speaks to their target audience, and has really customized, unique content that performs well in the Google algorithm and organic search results.
Yeah, I think what we've really seen is that it's not possible for there to be one program that just automatically fits your business. Every business has so many things that make it unique. There's just no possibility that you could just say, let's take this strategy that worked for somebody else, apply it to your stuff, and hope it's going to work. On the paid ad side, when it comes to diversity of the programs inside, I see a lot of that too, where I'm looking and for the amount of money they're spending, they should be doing, a whole full funnel approach from awareness campaigns, intent, remarketing, and they're using their whole budget on search stuff. And I think where that comes from is people just solely focusing on getting leads and not wanting to have those conversations about, okay, well, these people were already going to buy something. How can we capture the attention of people that maybe haven't heard about you or that don't know that your service or product exists yet?
Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest thing I've noticed too, that I think probably is on the organic and paid search side, is that packaged marketing really just is kind of a black box, right? It might have a list of initiatives that the agency is carrying out, but they don't know what's working. They don't know what's not working. They don't know strategy shifts. And I think that's the biggest differentiator is with a custom, marketing program approach. We really work with the clients. We share insights, and especially with our new performance marketing insights, that reporting dashboard that we're utilizing here at Gemini, it really shows the full funnel approach. We have a lot of trend lines that, we can see how seasonality affects our clients' businesses. And we can really then determine which things need to be adjusted in our strategy for our various programs in order to get, the results our clients are truly looking for.
I'm glad that you touched on reporting because I think our reporting is something that sets us apart. What we hear a lot when we're onboarding new clients is that the reporting that they got meant nothing to them. And
Right.
When we're onboarding a client, we like to hear from them. How can we show our value to you? What is it that you are looking for? And by understanding that, make sure that our report has that information for them. So as an example, when I'm looking at reports from other agencies, a lot of what they're reporting on is clicks, potentially a view through conversion. without even explaining, what a view through conversion is. For the people that don't know, a view through conversion is when somebody never clicked on your ad. They may have seen 75% of your ad, and platform is just taking credit for it and not explaining, in their reporting that, hey, this is a lot different than a last click conversion where the person is clicking on the ad and then converting right after that. So in our reporting, we do a lot in talking about the demand generation, where it's that high funnel stuff, but then also the demand capture, which is the lead generation, and understanding, where those are coming from with full transparency so you can see exactly what's going on.
So hypothetically speaking, you're a business owner who is currently using kind of package marketing solutions. Let's maybe talk about like what questions you might want to ask to determine whether it's, time to switch to a customized program approach. So a few examples that you might want to ask yourself if you're currently working with a package marketing agency, wondering if you're wanting to switch to a more customized approach, would be, are you seeing, a good return on your investment? Have, those trend line metrics, maybe with package marketing, you might see a big uptick right away, but over time, I don't think they're built for long-term success. So you might want to look at a larger time frame to determine, how are things continuing to perform. I think another area to look at is what competitors are doing. Are they doing more customized approaches? Have you seen competitors starting to rank above you organically? That might be a good indication that something might need to shift in your current strategies on the organic search side specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I'm onboarding people, I think, something that I'm also hearing a lot, and this goes back to what you were saying about the costs continuing to rise. It's all kind of part of the same thing, that they feel like their meetings aren't productive, that, they have their contact person, but they really have no idea who the person actually doing the work is. And the last thing is it's almost like they're the ones coming up with the strategy. And that is like the biggest thing, is if the client is coming up with the strategy, the agency is not doing their job. They should be proactively reviewing the information and making suggestions. And I can just talk about a few things that I've seen when onboarding a client that are simply horrifying, and just things that you all should be, keeping an eye out for in your own accounts. The main one is the change history. That's just a record, a log of everything that has been done in your account. I encourage everybody, if you have access to your Google Ads account, to log in there right now, go to the change history, and just see how much work is being done. I mean, you should expect to be seeing a huge number of keyword changes, potentially some bidding changes, and definitely some budget changes course of the month. If you're not seeing changes, then your account is in a set it and forget it type mode. And that is what we have seen. That also is why you're not getting any recommendations on strategy, because there's no one looking at your account. So I think people get really complacent, agencies get really complacent when they've had an account for a number of years. They just feel like everything's fine, and they just kind of slowly stop, working on the account. So what we do differently than that is, when we have meetings, all the specialists that are running your account are on the call. So if it's me on your account, then I'm going to be on there, and I'm going to be speaking through exactly what's going on in the program. I know one thing that my clients really love is, if they don't get something, I have absolutely no problem sharing my screen and showing them what I'm seeing in either analytics or in Google Ads. It helps them understand better what I'm doing, and it just shows our value. And I would also say, if someone is scared to peel back the covers and show you your ads account, then that should be a red flag.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up, because it reminds me of one time, I was talking with a prospect, and they had said, we want you guys to drive the ship, steer the ship. We just want to be along for the ride. And they didn't really feel like they were getting that from their previous agency, because they weren't being included on what the results were. They weren't being included on the decisions. And like, ultimately, they wanted to go with an agency that would help, determine what the best move is, but have them included on the process. And I think that's really the differentiator with that Gemini. like you mentioned, we have these strategic collaborative meetings with our clients where, we may talk about results, we may talk about upcoming events or changes in their business that might affect the programs. And every meeting's a little bit different. We have the whole team on there, but one meeting might be more paid search focused, one meeting might be organic search focused. And it really corresponds with, what the business needs are at the time, seasonality of the business, what the results are that we're seeing. And it really is a collaborative kind of atmosphere on those meetings that I think really, really help overall performance. And I think we have better, more organic conversations with our clients when we have those types of meetings.
Yep. And I think those meetings are the best. And, we've seen it over the last few years where, sometimes we're on just that monthly cadence for meetings with the client. But then if something comes up with their business and they need it, okay, now we're meeting weekly. It feels like a partnership, right? We want it to feel like a partnership. We want you as the client to understand that I care about the success of your company. And I think that just comes across, in our meetings, in our reportings, and then just, how we communicate to clients, how fast we get back to them. I've heard from people that they reach out to their, paid search person and they don't hear back for weeks. I mean, that's insane. If someone's got a question about their program, they are spending money that needs to be taken care of, immediately. Just hearing about some of these horror stories, it's just like you just need a little bit more personal care.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day too, digital marketing is ever evolving. We've seen the rise of AI. We have Google algorithm updates 4 times a year, even last year, more than that. And I think like the cookie cutter packaged marketing approach just isn't cutting it. It's set for, the short term. It might be a shortcut. It might be a little bit cheaper, but ultimately, what's going to move your business, drive your business is a more customized approach for the company.
Yep, agreed. And it does not cost an arm and a leg more than these package marketing programs. Honestly, what we've found is sometimes the proposal we have is less than the package programs because we take the time to understand how much work is going to be involved for your account. And that's something right off the bat that the package marketing systems don't do. I mean, you as the business owner, you're the one picking what program you need. I mean, it's not your job to necessarily know that. You should have an expert telling you what program you need.
Yeah. And I think our sales team does a great job at understanding the prospect's business and really only recommending the programs that make sense. We're not here to recommend all the programs to all our clients. It might not make sense to have, an organic search program. Maybe that's something that the business is doing in-house. So I think that's another piece of it too, that oftentimes they're getting recommendations for programs they might not even need, which
Yep.
is a waste of money.
Yep, exactly. And when you're looking at one of those car wash style menus, and you have your basic package, and then you have the one in the middle, and you see all the additional features. And a lot of the times, when I'm looking at a product or service like this, I'm sitting there going, well, I don't need that, I don't need that. So can we maybe take the price down a little bit? And I think that's going back to what we're saying is that there is just no pre-made strategy that works for everybody. It's not possible. So yeah, I mean, let us know. Let us know what you have experienced with your agency. Let us know what pain points you have. If you have a particularly funny story, drop it in the comments below. Let's get the conversation started. Let's talk about what you are experiencing, why you're not getting strategy, why you're not hearing back from your agency, and let's see what we can do to help. We're going to be doing a lot more content like this in the future. So go ahead, smash that like button and subscribe. More content like this from the team coming out in the future.